We are
Annie and Konstantin.
and you're watching another episode of
Updates.
So we are back to work.
Yes.
Finally. So the key points of the Depression and Anxiety Life Hack project is a hopeful and realistic approach to dealing with mental illness. And a big part of that is just not being alone. Having a team around you, having a large group of people that are struggling with the same thing, and even if they're not struggling, that like you, that care about you, that, help you. And I think our main aspiration with the project really is to become a part of your team, to become a part of, everyone's team in dealing with depression and anxiety, because it's very isolating and having that connection really helps. So in thinking about that, we came up with this logo, the Brain Weasel Domestication Crew. Because really that's what it's about. It takes a goddamn village to beat back your own brain weasels. And that village needs to be celebrated, and that village is important. So we started a club, the Brain Weasel Domestication Crew, which you're all invited to join / have already joined just by virtue of watching this. Thank you. So the Brain Weasel Domestication Crew is going to be kind of the leading thought behind this entire next part of the adventure, behind the entire rest of the project that is still ahead of us. And as a first step of, getting into the social media effort and getting the word out, spreading this project to where it can do good and help others, it occurred to me that the first thing I really need to do is thank my own team, or our own team. All the people that have helped us through this, that have inspired, that have done good things in the world. And a lot of them have no idea that they are a part of our team, because they're artists that did good things online, that wrote good books, that made good music, that helped. So I went on a little Twitter rampage the last few days, thanking all of those people. The ones we don't know, the ones we do know. So if you're not following our Twitter, you should, because for one, it's fun. For two, it's a really cool collection of our resources, of, all the good things that there are. So that was my big thing this week, was Twitter. And I'm not done yet. There's yet more tweets to be sent. And I think I'll keep this up, because we're always going to find more resources and more cool people and more good things that will become part of our team, that should become part of your team. And we're going to keep thanking them.
So besides that, we started utilizing the big-ass corkboard by organizing the project to get it out of our heads, to break it down into manageable chunks, because it is not a small project, and to be able to tackle that as a small team of 2 people, we need to be very clear about all the things we need to accomplish, and to not get overwhelmed. Besides that, we started a rough, beautiful, mind-esque draft of the social media campaign, because one of the most important part of the crowdfunding campaign will be the social media interaction.
What's important about this very empty media plan currently on our wall is that here in the nearish future there's going to be a very exciting 45 days of constant goodness. It always looks so marketing-y and so manipulative-y, but really what it's going to be is right as fall is beginning to enter, and right as things start to get hard again, we're going to engage you for a full 45 days with exciting stuff and colorful things and brain weasels every damn day. And it's going to be very, very exciting, and I'm very much looking forward to finally getting there and filling that thing.
And besides that, I have finally started actually writing my master's thesis, a thing I wanted to do for 75 years. And the great thing about my master's thesis is that there's actually only a very small part that involves research that doesn't come naturally to me. So most of the things I'm writing about I already kinda know, because I've been venturing and looking into crowdfunding for quite a while now. So right now it's the part of the writing where I just write everything down from the top of my head, and it's basically like this cat who plays the piano. And after that, after I'm will be at a sufficient page count, I will return to that and refine and, you know, make sense and maybe put words that not only exist in my mind but they're actually real. Right now it's the happy-go-lucky typing blind to put words on a page part of the process, which is actually kind of fun. And of course, as every week,
Epiphanies.
so my epiphany this week concerns pain and struggle in art. And it's always been a difficult concept for me because I am very much opposed of the general idea that the artist's life needs to be one of pain and suffering, because this can't be it. This would go against the human want to be safe and comfortable. And if you say artists have to suffer, you open door to abuse of any kind. But then again, I start thinking about all the projects that I made and that I'm proud of. And it is true that all of them involved some sort of pain and struggle, major discomfort during the creation of those pieces of art. No matter if it was a short film or a story or whatever else. And my theory regarding that is that, at least for me, to create things people can connect to, you have to dig deep and you have to work really, really hard. So in that way, it is true that pain and struggle is connected with the creation of art. It's comparable to going to the gym, only if you know, start sweating and your muscles start aching and you feel that you've done something, you will make progress. And it's not different for artists, because to truly achieve a considerable amount of skills in your art form, you have to spend hundreds and thousands of hours sometimes to practice, to do dull stuff, things that involve a lot of hard work and are not fun in themselves necessarily. So my theory is that we as artists, we tend to accept pain and suffering and struggling as a part of our lives, because this is how we get to where we are. The problem is, though, that even though this struggle is good and important for art, we shouldn't forget that it is not necessarily a good thing in all aspects in our lives. Struggling in living conditions, struggling in relationships shouldn't be the norm. Where pain is unavoidable in art, it should be watched very carefully in all the other aspects of your life. And especially as an artist, you need to be aware of that, and you need to be careful of that, and you need to be very, very clear about the origins of the pain and the purpose of the pain, because not all pain is productive. I think this is my epiphany this week. The necessity to differentiate between different kinds of pain and struggle, and the necessity of keeping the struggle to places where it's productive and necessary. Yes.
So I'm anxious today. And I don't know why exactly. I mean, I have a lot on my plate and I have a lot to do. But I am obnoxiously anxious today for no good goddamn reason. I've been having a really good summer. But I keep hitting these days, hitting these weeks, these moments of just struggling. Progress is hard. You don't just get healthy. You struggle and you fight every goddamn day. And it does get better and it does get easier, and I have days when I'm better than I was before, and I'm making really important progress and becoming a really great whatever, and then the next day I'm anxious and have no flow, and I can't speak in clear sentences, and I have so many papers to write, and I have so much stuff to do, and I just can't. And I'm not terrified right now. I'm not deeply depressed. I'm not fighting for my life. But I struggle. And to some extent that's okay. it's worth it. The good days are worth it, and the good times are worth it, and even the bad days are okay. But man, it's a continued fight. And really, I think that's why the whole brain weasel domestication team thing is so important, because days like today, you can't do it alone. And you need something, someone, anything. And sometimes it's a good book, sometimes it's a good TV show, sometimes it's a song, sometimes it's a friend who hugs you, sometimes it's just a good damn cup of tea. But you need help. And it's there. And if it's not, in your actual current vicinity, it's online. There's a lot of it, and it's good. It's exciting. And even then, sometimes it's just going to be hard. Life isn't easy, and it never actually gets to being easy. And I think when easy is what you strive for, you just keep failing. So screw easy. Go for good. And as much as today really frickin' blows, I still very much like my life right now. I like that angle.
It's a very smart angle.
Mm-hmm. It's a little bit like we're a mixture of the two old guys from the Muppets and like a commercial for something.
But it does look a little bit like we're on a beach or something because of the blown out background. Everywhere in my pants is sand.
I can't do sequels. God, we need to go to a beach.
We do. I like your new hair. I see. We're lying in front of somebody's door.
That would be a creepy thing to see when you look through your keyhole. It's really kind of sad with modern doors now that they don't have keyholes anymore.
So you can live on a beach in front of a door with a keyhole.
You have certainly achieved random.
Yes.
Hello!